If I had to summarize my career in one sentence, a dream come true.
With the first overall pick in the 2011 CFL Canadian Draft, Enoch Mwamba, linebacker from St. FX University.
In today's video, I'm going to take you through my latest lighting setup on a project that I just worked on a couple of weeks ago now, and which is going to release later on this week. But when you see it, it'll be out. So this is a video that I was approached about a month ago when Aiden had told me that one of the Argonauts, Toronto Argonauts in the Canadian Football League, was going to be announcing his retirement, and we want to create a little cinematic video to thank him for his years in the Canadian Football League, and more specifically with the Toronto Argonauts.
Actually, here, I might as well start with you.
What's going on?
Aiden, take me through. What's the concept of the shoot?
Concept today is we have Enoch, CFL legend, GOAT, reminiscing on his career with some cool projector highlights. Something really cool and short for social media that we want to do that's going to be impactful. So yeah, super excited to see that and the reaction that it kind of gets with all the people that he's kind of interacted with.
Now, I've checked my analytics and it looks like most of my viewers are down in the US, and the Canadian Football League, if you don't know, is a very, very small audience compared to what the NFL has, which also means much smaller budgets, but we still like to make our content look as high quality as possible with a crew of 3 and small studio space. So the idea that Aiden had approached me with was basically to have Enoch walk into this small, dark studio space with a projector playing back some of his career highlights. Now, we wanted to kind of make it feel like they're warm memories. They're things that he's looking back on, admiring a lot of the times that he's had with the different teams that he's played for in the CFL. So I knew that I wanted to stick to a warmer lighting tone, and with the space that we had to work with and the time that we had to work with, which was 3 hours of studio rental time, I had to make it as easy as possible. So we opted to dim down all of the lights and just work with 3 lights. Now, to make things a little easier, I have gone in and drawn up the studio space within the Diagram Master app, which is actually within the Sidus Link app. And it's a great little tool that I only just found out about like 2 months ago. So within here, I've built a bit of a lighting diagram, and I'll rebuild it for you now just so you see kind of what we're working with. Again, keeping very small budget and with a limited amount of time, we want to use the fewest amount of tools as possible to get the look that we were going for. So we'll start with the camera, which was the Sony a7S III, and I'm going to place it just right here. It doesn't really matter where the camera is in this situation. I know most times you want to build up your camera first so that you know the position of the rest of the shot. But in this situation, the camera is going to be roaming on a gimbal. So it kind of roamed all over, and we just worked around the lights that were built up. So that's the Sony a7S III on the Ronin RS3 Pro. Next up, we've got a little 60X light, and we'll find this guy in the aperture tab. There he is there. We'll drop him in, and the cool thing with this app is you can decide what fixture that the light's actually going to be on. So he was on a C stand, and this guy was just kind of kicking off the ceiling right over here. We'll just make him a little bit bigger here. So he was just kicking off the ceiling, adding that ambient light back there. Again, around 2700 Kelvin. Next up, I'll add kind of the focal point aside from Enoch, which was the projector, and the projector we'll add as a piece of furniture, and that's going to be, there's no projector, so we'll just add that as a TV. Make the TV as big as possible, and the TV was kind of sitting right in the middle of the room, somewhere around there. And through that, we just had a regular projector going, and I'll use the Kinefinity camera to use as the projector there. So that was our projector. And then with that as well, we had a hazer that I rented off a friend of mine, and the hazer is just going to be this rectangle here. And we had it behind the projector as well because we wanted to create some volumetric lighting. So what that is basically creating those light rays that we could use as cutaways if we needed to throughout the shoot. So it was kind of a nice extra feature having the haze behind, so you could kind of get those nice light rays that came through, and then you could actually see a shot that didn't end up getting used, but you could actually see kind of billowing smoke in the projector screen as well, which was really cool. And I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind for future shoots that might come up that we want that type of effect. It was really cool. But then once we've got the camera, I'm just gonna actually move him out of the way a little bit, and we're gonna add a table, and we're gonna drop the table right here. And this is, make this guy nice and small. This was the side table that we ended up putting in here to add a practical lamp. This whole setup with the lamp was just used so that we could bring in a key light and make it make a little more sense. So we had the table there, and then I added a table lamp. Table lamp is gonna, oh, you have to put it right off of the object, drop it down, pinch in, and table lamp basically went right there. And I'm gonna make some room because we actually put a B7C bulb in there as well. And the B7B bulb was battery built in without. Make him nice and small, and this guy is gonna actually drop right there in that lamp. So this whole setup's pretty compact, so a lot of things are gonna be layered on top of each other. And our last light that we actually used was a F22c, and he is AMARAN F22c. Drop him in, and he was on a C-stand. Now, there isn't a feature here as far as I know. No, there isn't, to show that it's boomed out overhead, but we actually had it boomed over Enoch's head so we could keep it out of the frame as much as possible. So what I'll do there is I'll just kind of angle this guy here and kind of put it in between our two setups there. And now the last thing that we just needed to add was a chair. And the chair is going to be just sitting right around here. Now all of this should probably be shifted over just a little bit, but we'll add Enoch in there next. He's our male lead. And he is just sitting down on the sofa right there. So, like I said, this was a very quick and dirty setup that we had to come up with, and I'm pretty happy with some of the looks that we got out of it. So I'm gonna just move over to the Procreate app, and we'll show you a few other angles that we ended up getting. So this is Enoch sitting in the director's chair right here, and it kind of gives you an overall picture of the entire scene. So you can see right here, we actually may have lost our light in this shot, which is inconvenient, but this should be a 60x right here, and then right inside here we had an aperture B7C. Now the cool gimmick that we pulled off with this, and this was actually Enoch's idea, as he walked out of the room, he just tapped the top of the lamp. If you look close enough, you may not even be able to see it, but there is actually a button on the base of the lamp, but he tapped the top, and I had the size link open and just turned that lamp off in sync with when he tapped the top of the lamp. So on his walkout shot, he turned out the lights, and then he was kind of good to go there. But this pool of light that's hitting him down here and kind of hitting this side of his face is the AMARAN, sorry, F22c. And that was the whole setup. We had the hazer off to the left side here, so off camera, we had the haze kind of coming out there, and then the projector, obviously, and we were able to get this whole thing done within 3 hours. So I think the main thing to take away from this is that even if you don't have a huge budget or a lot of time, you can still come up with looks that look incredibly high quality if you just kind of think outside the box or within your limitations. And I don't know, for very little notice for all of this project, I think it came together really well, and I'm excited to hear what you guys think. Also, that C-stand grip head was on the right side, grip hand was on the right side for the junior boom overhanging, and I had 15 pounds of counterweight, so he was safe. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like and comment down below. Let me know if you had some smaller setups that you had to deal with in very short amount of time. I always like to hear what other people kind of learn so that I can learn from you and make this a two-way street. But if you like this content, like I said, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. If we're talking about the lighting setup, I knew it was going to be pretty simple on this one. We wanted to keep it pretty low-key because I don't have a ton of space in the truck, but we also knew that it was Enoch reflecting over his career, and we wanted to really kind of silhouette him coming into the space and then able to reflect on pretty long career, right? Super long, pretty successful career. I got to come in at the tail end of it and was lucky enough to be there for the Grey Cup game. But in terms of lighting, we just have the F22c overhead, so we didn't want it in the shot, and we had the lamp.
Is this a YouTube video?
Accenting. Bonesy, you're in it.
Stop being a hater, man.
This is it. This is for a YouTube channel now. We're in it. Got the director's chair and a bit of a makeshift side table. Football and a lamp just to add a little bit extra, and some haze over here. Hopefully it makes for a good video.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
All good?
It's all on this guy. He's got to get it
If
done.
it's bad, it's Josh's fault. He was on camera, you know? He was holding down the camera.
No pressure with it. With our guy right here.
Oh, yeah, no,